Good American Family ending explained. Natalia Grace's age ruling, missed justice, and public redemption. Good American Family finale closes with heartbreak, outrage, and a bittersweet sense of justice, bringing Natalia Grace's haunting story to its emotional peak. Inspired by the real-life case that gripped the nation, the dramatized series portrays the final trial between Natalia and the Barnetts, her adoptive parents, with sharp criticism of a legal system that prioritized technicalities over truth. The judge's ruling on Natalia's age. In the final courtroom showdown, the single most critical piece of evidence, Natalia's actual age, is barred from the trial. Because of a 2017 custody ruling that legally re-aged her as an adult, the judge ruled that no witness can refer to Natalia as a child. As a result, even though evidence and testimony support her being born in 2003, not 1989, the court treats her as a 22-year-old woman who was never abused, effectively collapsing the prosecution's case. Detective Drysdale, a key character in the series, bluntly calls the verdict a miscarriage of justice. Witnesses who knew Natalia as a child are struck from the record. Abuse allegations, including past instances of neglect and abandonment, are rendered inadmissible. The court's refusal to reconsider her age becomes the fatal blow to her fight. Why crucial Facebook messages couldn't be used. The stakes are raised when Natalia finds damning Facebook messages between Michael and Christine Barnett that suggest emotional and physical abuse. But because the court continues to recognize Natalia as an adult, the messages fall under spousal privilege and cannot be used as evidence. If her initial age had been legally accepted, these messages would have been a turning point in proving her case. A confrontation rooted in reality. In a powerful final scene, Natalia confronts Michael Barnett after his acquittal. While the exchange is dramatized, it's based on real events. In 2024, Michael issued a public apology to Natalia, acknowledging her suffering. Christine, however, remained silent and was absent from any real-life reconciliation. Their son Jacob offers perhaps the show's most emotional moment of closure. In tears, he admits to Natalia that she was never the monster they were told she was. It's a small but meaningful redemption, hinting at the larger truth that the justice system failed to recognize. How the show leaves Natalia's age ambiguous. Throughout the series, Natalia's age remains an open question. Conflicting documents suggest both 1989 and 2003 as her birth year, while the show leans subtly toward the 2003 timeline. With support from her birth mother and various doctors, it leaves viewers with the same uncertainty that plagued the real-life case. By doing so, Good American Family mirrors the chaos and ambiguity that surrounded Natalia's life from the start. What happened after the trial? After the events portrayed in the series, Natalia's life continued to face challenges. She moved out of the home of Cynthia and Antoine Mans, her second set of adoptive parents, following allegations of abuse, which they denied. Title cards at the end of the series reveal that the Mans family is now under investigation. Despite another personal setback, Natalia is shown pushing forward. She now lives with the DePaul family in New York, pursuing her GED and dreaming of becoming a teacher. In 2024, her legal age was finally corrected to 2003, the show's most triumphant revelation, even if it came too late to influence the trial. The real meaning behind the ending. At its core, Good American Family isn't just about a single court case. It's a blistering critique of how easily truth can be distorted by the people in power. The finale emphasizes that justice isn't always found in the courtroom. The show challenges viewers to confront their own assumptions and recognize how media narratives, legal loopholes, and public fear can conspire to destroy someone's life. In a world addicted to scandal and secrets, few stories have gripped the American psyche like that of Natalia Grace Barnett. When the curious case of Natalia Grace aired, viewers were stunned. A Ukrainian orphan adopted by an Indiana family who later claimed she was actually a violent adult masquerading as a child. The courtroom battles, tabloid headlines, and viral speculation turned Natalia's story into a modern-day fable, one that questioned not just identity, but the very nature of trust, truth, and what it means to be a good American family. Now, with the final chapter of this saga airing in The Good American Family, Natalia speaks, we finally have an ending. Or do we? The ruling, Natalia Grace's legal age. After years of swirling rumors and legal uncertainty, a quiet yet definitive gavel strike in an Indiana courthouse brought clarity. In the final episode, it was confirmed that the state now recognizes Natalia Grace as born in 2003, making her, in fact, a minor at the time her adoptive parents, Michael and Christine Barnett, accused her of being a dangerous adult con artist. The age ruling was more than just a correction. It was a revelation. For Natalia, it was vindication after a decade of whispered mockery, trauma, and ostracization. For the Barnetts, it meant something more complicated. They had already been cleared of neglect charges. But now, history seems to be rewriting itself around their once sympathetic narrative. I wasn't a monster, Natalia says in the closing scenes, sitting in a sparse room flooded with light. I was a little girl. Missed justice. Who failed whom? With Natalia's legal age confirmed, a painful question emerges. Where was justice when she needed it? The documentary walks us through a web of missed opportunities. Doctors who contradicted each other. Judges who altered her birth certificate without irrefutable evidence. Child Protective Services who didn't intervene when the Barnetts placed Natalia in an apartment alone at age 9. Far too young to live independently, legally or ethically. Yet perhaps the most haunting aspect is how easily the public bought into the idea of a child being a threat. The eerie echoes of the 2009 horror movie Orphan, in which an adopted girl turns out to be an adult killer, played in the background of nearly every media appearance about Natalia. Society didn't just fail to protect her. It actively villainized her based on a narrative spun by two adults who were supposed to protect her. And Christine Barnett's interviews didn't help. Her confident, tear-streaked declarations that this wasn't a child lent a veneer of credibility to what now feels like a gross misjudgment. She was trying to kill us, Christine said at one point. But medical records, neighbor testimonies, and even Natalia's own quiet resilience suggest otherwise. Where is the accountability for those who let this happen? The documentary doesn't answer that question definitively, but its silence speaks volumes. The redemption arc, Natalia's voice. Redemption isn't always triumphant. Sometimes it comes as a whisper in the storm. In The Good American Family, Natalia finally gets what she had been denied for years: a voice. The series shifts from courtroom theatrics to intimate, painful honesty. We see Natalia as a teenager trying to make friends, to attend school, to live without fear. We watch her cry, not out of frustration, but out of the relief that someone, finally, believes her. Public opinion begins to change. The same internet that once treated her like a meme now sends her messages of support. Advocates rally behind her, launching foundations to help children in failed adoptions. And in perhaps the most poetic twist, Natalia is adopted again, this time by a family that embraces her not as a curiosity, but as a daughter. Her new parents are quiet, almost anonymous. They speak not with performative shock, but with warm conviction. She was just a girl who needed love, her new mother says. That's all. The redemption here isn't flashy. There's no lawsuit payout, no tabloid apology tour. But there is healing. And for Natalia, that's more valuable than any headline.